You're watching HCC News with Johnny Harvey, Haley Richardson, and Carson Prismas with sports.
Hello and welcome to another edition of HCC News. I'm Haley Richardson.
And I'm Johnny Harvey. Here's what's been happening around Hutchinson this week. The Kansas Cosmosphere and Space Center has been entertaining and educating for 50 years. And this weekend, they're celebrating their birthday in style. On Saturday, a banquet is being held with special guests including Apollo 17 astronaut Harrison Schmitt, Apollo 16 astronaut Charlie Duke, and Kansas Shuttle astronauts Joe Engle and Steve Howley. There will also be special tribute to the founder, Patty Carey, with her family in attendance. If you can't attend, there is an online auction of signed memorabilia. For more information, go to cosmo.org.
The Dillon Nature Center officially unveiled their new children's playscape last Saturday. The project began in 2010 and was designed by Rusty Keeler. The play area was made with the intention that parents would no longer have to hold their child's hand while they play. The kids have plenty of room to run around on their own. There are activities such as planting flowers, playing musical instruments, digging in the sand pit, creating art projects, playing on the grassy hills, and even a bird-watching area. Admission to the Jim Smith Family Playscape is free, and kids have plenty to do to keep them entertained for hours.
A long-planned 9/11 memorial is taking shape just outside the new fire station, number 7 on East 30th Avenue. The memorial, organized by the International Association of Firefighters, Local 179, had its centerpiece added this past Wednesday, a 700-pound place of I-beam from Ground Zero in New York City placed between two concrete pillars designed to resemble the World Trade Center towers. A few features remain to be added: a bronze sculpture and 3 granite slabs engraved with images of the World Trade Centers, the Pentagon, and the site near Shanksville, Pennsylvania, where the 4th hijacked airplane crashed during the attacks.
If you've lived in Kansas for a while, you've become accustomed to the annual migration of Miller moths. If not, you might think it's the end of days. Either way, it's a nuisance for all, and this year they seem to be thicker than ever. The Miller moths make the yearly trip west to Colorado to feed through the summer at cooler, higher elevations. They make the return trip in the fall, but are less noticeable because their numbers dwindle due to predators such as bats and grizzly bears.
A collapsing thunderstorm caused strong winds and a light show this past Tuesday in Hutchinson, but luckily no damage. Shortly before 11 p.m., the temperature at Hutchinson Regional Airport jumped from 75 to 84 degrees as a heat burst hit the area and gusts were recorded as high as 53 miles per hour. A heat burst is when wind rushing down from a collapsing thunderstorm. Winds from a heat burst are normally vertical, and dry air usually compresses when it descends and warms up. This is unlike a microburst where the thunderstorm collapses into a colder air loft. The air will collapse some, but it is moving at an angle instead of moving vertically.
A quick response from 3 Pizza Hut employees and an off-duty paramedic was not enough to save a drowning Hutchinson man on Tuesday. When shift manager Dustin Hendrickson and 2 other employees heard the cries for help from Gail Alfrey, they immediately raced to her backyard as the woman pleaded for someone to help rescue her husband, Gerald, who was in the family pool. The paramedic, who had just finished paying for a pizza, also ran over to help, but CPR efforts weren't enough, and the 63-year-old Alfrey was pronounced dead at the scene. Gail Alfrey, who is a former employee of the Pizza Hut, was thankful that her former co-workers were there in her time of need and proud of the way they reacted.
If you found an old bicycle in your garage during spring cleaning, donate it this weekend and give it to someone who really needs it. The HCC group Kappa Gamma is once again collecting used bikes and wheelchairs that will then be taken to the Ellsworth Correctional Facility and refurbished. The bikes will be refurbished to Kansas children who need them at no charge, and the wheelchairs are sent to overseas to those underserved areas. Fridays, you can drop the bikes off at the south end of Stringer Fine Arts Building from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m., and then again Saturday from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m.
Also at the Stringer Fine Arts Building, a free event will take place on Monday, April 30th. Tubist Eric Fritz will be giving a music seminar open to all HCC students and the community. The workshop will run from 1:50 to 2:50 p.m. in Stringer Room 143. Eric is originally from Hutchinson and received his Bachelor of Music degree from the University of Southern California in 1989 and his Master of Music degree from Juilliard in 1992. He has performed with the Zurich Opera Orchestra, Mexico City Philharmonic, among others. Then come back to Stringer Fine Arts on Wednesday, May 2nd at 7:30 for the HCC Symphonic Band concert. General admission is $7 with students and staff free with an ID.
Downtown Hutchinson has officially been christened as a accredited National Main Street program. The recognition, bestowed by the National Trust Main Street Center, comes on the heels of a revitalization effort put forth by Downtown Hutchinson to strengthen its local economy and protect and renovate its historic buildings. Evaluation criteria determines the communities that are building comprehensive and sustainable revitalization efforts and includes standards such as developing a mission, fostering strong public-private partnerships, securing an operating budget, tracking economic progress, and preserving historic buildings.
For the second time in less than a month, a Hutchinson church has been broken into and damaged. According to Church Reverend Michael Milliken, sometime late Tuesday or early Wednesday, thieves broke in 2 stained glass windows, gaining entry to Grace Episcopal Church. The burglars then proceeded to steal an undisclosed amount of money from the church office, as well as an iPad. The burglary and damage were reported at 8 a.m. Wednesday at the church. Police Sergeant Eric Buller said the stained glass windows were valued at several $1,000s each. This comes less than a month after vandals broke into the 10th Avenue United Methodist Church, stopping up the toilet, flooding large portions of the church. The vandals also broke into the church office, but nothing was reported stolen.
It's spring fleeting time at Hutchinson. We'll have one more week of classes at HCC before finals, so plenty of fun activities have been scheduled to entertain stressed students. There was a dodgeball game, a dance, a medallion hunt, and a pig roast. So Haley, we only have one more week before finals. Are you stressed or excited?
I'm pretty excited. My teacher's been pretty good at preparing us for all our finals, so I'm pretty confident.
Awesome. I'm a little stressed out about moving on because I don't want to leave this place, but I'm excited to have all the work done.
Yeah.
So stay with us. When we come back, Carson is here with a look at sports, and we'll find out students' opinion and Tupac's hologram appearance in this week's Campus Talk.
Welcome back to HCC News for Sports. I'm Carson Prismus. The Blue Dragon men's baseball team played a 4-game series this past weekend against Cloud County Community College and swept the weekend series 4-2, 11-1, 5-0, and 15-1. They will look to wrap up the regular season schedule this weekend when they travel to El Dorado to play the Butler Grizzlies. As for the softball team, last weekend's games were canceled, so the Lady Dragons look forward to completing their regular season strong against Johnson County Community College. The outdoor track field teams will head to Hayes for the Fort Hayes Invitational this Saturday, all leading up to the regional championship May 3rd through the 4th at Gown Stadium. In the NFL, more bad news for the New Orleans Saints. Sources say General Manager Mickey Loomis, back in the 2002, 2003, and 2004 seasons, were caught recording audio from other teams' headsets. There has not been any suspensions, or if this rumor is true, since the story occurred. The NBA this past weekend shows its inner hockey when the Lakers' meta world peace, Ron Artest, after a dunk, celebrates, and when being guarded, swings his elbow intentionally and hits Oklahoma City's James Harden in the back of the head, which caused him to leave the game with a concussion. World Peace would be ejected, and the NBA has suspended him for 7 games. And that's all I have for sports. Back over to Haley with Campus Talk.
Thanks, Carson. At the recent Coachella Music Festival, attendees were treated to a rare appearance, that of dead rapper Tupac Shakur. Tupac was murdered in 1996, but made his reappearance April 15th via hologram. We wanted to find out what students thought about it, as well as who else they'd like to see revived via hologram in this week's Campus Talk.
Did you see the Tupac hologram they used at Coachella to perform alongside Snoop Dogg?
I seen it on YouTube.
What'd you think of it?
I thought it was pretty cool. I don't know, I got scared at first, but because I thought it was real, but I don't know, it was really nice. It was sweet.
I thought it was interesting. It just shows how much technology is really taking over nowadays.
No, I didn't, but I have heard about it. I did hear about it.
Who would you like to see as far as a dead performing artist that come back and then go back on camera and go like on a tour or something like that?
Well, I want to see Aaliyah, and then I want to see Notorious. Oh yeah, Whitney Houston. That'd be sweet. Whitney Houston. Whitney Houston is #1.
Tupac, man. I don't know who wouldn't. Tupac, that deal. Bob Marley. I want Bob Marley back.
So what deceased performer would you like to see brought back to the stage?
Michael Jackson. I mean, the king of pop.
Well, I'm going to have to go another way. Elvis Presley, the king of rock.
There you go. I'd like to see the Rev from Avenged Sevenfold.
King of everything.
Yep, I think that'd be pretty cool.
Well, thanks. That's all we have this week. Join us next time. We only have 2 more shows before this semester is over. For HCC News, I'm Johnny Harvey.
I'm Haley Richardson.
And I'm Carson Prismus. Have a great week.
HCC News is a production of the Broadcast and Media Technology program of Hutchinson Community College. For more information on the program or to submit your story ideas, please call 665-3433.